How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So the other day I went diving with my friend Hunter and I managed to get a new species that I've never shot before, and it was a pretty big one too. And I also just did a catch and cook because I've never shot this fish, and you cook it a very specific way. And if you guys, have seen the title obviously and the thumbnail, you know what this fish is. But I'm just gonna get right into it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot, and I appreciate all of you guys' support. But other than that, let's get into the clips, and I'll see you guys in the water. Shoots! Alright guys, so right off the bat, Hunter got this nice red Oahu. Solid one. And then as we were making our way out, we came across this sand channel, and there was an Ava right there that you can see. But I tried to dive bomb him. He didn't want anything to do with me, and he swam away. But a little bit later, when we were still over that same channel, the Ava comes back again, and you can see him over there. Once again, tried to dive bomb him, and he just took off. But we realized that the Ava kept coming back to the same spot. He kept coming back to this sand channel. So we thought, what if we went down to the bottom, and so when he came through the channel again, we would already be down there. And so here I am, just on the bottom, trying to see if the Ava will make another pass through this channel. And I'm looking back and forth, kind of like as if I was diving for pawpaw or something. I'm just looking back and forth, and then I see the Ava right there. Once again, they're coming back to the sand pocket over and over. And so we were trying to just be there in the spot where they're gonna swim past so that we could get a shot. And as you can see, there's one right there. He starts coming, but he kind of gets cold feet, turns around, swims the other way. So I knew the plan was gonna work. I just knew I had to find a better spot to land. And there's a ledge to my left that they kept going past every time. And so I decided I'm gonna try and drop right there so that when they go past that ledge, I'll see them, or they won't be able to see me because I'm blocked by that hill. And as they pass that ledge, they'll be perfectly in range, and I should be able to get a shot. So I'm waiting again. Now I can't see if they're coming or not, but I was pretty confident that they were going to try and go past this ledge again because they were making this circle over and over. And sure enough, one comes over the hill there, and actually another one comes too. When I line up, take a shot, it was right behind the gill plate, and he just takes off running. He doesn't get very far though, because he actually tangled himself up on a bunch of these small coral heads that were on the flats. And so it kind of prevented him from getting very far. So after we fight it for a while, he's kind of just doing circles underneath me because once again, he's kind of stuck. So Hunter breathes up, and then he starts going down to take a backup shot. Now, even though my shot was pretty good, it was kind of mid-body, right behind the gill plate. Avas have super soft meat, so their meat tears really easily. So as he was fighting, the line was getting closer and closer to the bottom of his body. Even though I shot him pretty high, and you'll see when we get him close that there's a huge slice starting from where I shot him, going all the way down to almost right above his fins. And so if we hadn't taken that backup shot, he might have ripped off just because of how strong he was. As you can see there's the entry wound. You can see that the top of the slit starts where I hit him, right behind the gill plate. But because their meat is so soft, it tore all the way down and almost ripped off. So Hunter coming in with a nice backup shot, and we landed this Ava. Now this is my first Ava ever, so I was super stoked. I've never been able to seal the deal on an ava. I've seen a bunch of them, of course, around, but they always tend to be pretty smart or pretty scared. And I've never had the opportunity to catch them, you know, on the bottom like that. I've always only tried to dive bomb them, so it was super cool, you know, kind of trying to figure out how I was gonna get in range, and taking advantage of the fact that they were circling this one zone over and over again. So that was super fun and super satisfying when we actually landed one of them, especially because it's my first one ever, so super stoked. So literally right after we landed and secured that ava, I spotted this taco kind of sitting outside of his hole from the surface, and I told Hunter to go down and grab it. After that, Hunter saw a nice munu swim into this little crevice here. So he's kind of just waiting outside, trying to find a nice time to take the shot, trying to catch him as he comes out. And he gets a nice shot and actually ends up shooting a toao as well. So he got the 2 fish with the 1 shot. Hunter said there was another big munu that was sitting in this hole, so I decided to drop on it with the single band just to see if I could find him. But as I was sitting there, I couldn't really see inside the hole, but no munus were coming out or anything, and it was just this toa that kept coming around, so I figured instead of shooting the munu, I would just take this toa out. They're just looking around, and the toa comes back, so I line up with the 1 band, and he comes right in. Took a little shot and then got him. And I actually ended up using him for chum later. And after I shot the toa, I found a taco sitting in this hole here, so I just go down, start poking him out of there. This taco, he wasn't super small, but he was kind of on that borderline where I didn't want to keep him, so I just let him swim away, let him grow a little bit bigger, and then I'll maybe find him again one day. Now, we made our way out to a really deep reef, and as I was going down, I saw this kahala. I just thought it was pretty cool. I went all the way down to the bottom to see if he would come in, just so I could get footage of him up close, but he swam away. I mean, I'm sure if I had just swam at him and dive bombed him, I would have got him, but yeah, super nice dive, super epic day. Got this solid ava. Super stoked. And then also I shot a big roy, and then we found another good sized taco. Transferring the ava into the big cooler, bigger cooler. There we go, that's a better fit. Alright guys, let's get a weight on this thing. 0 pounds. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 15.16, so just about 15 pounds. Now it looks like it'd be bigger, but avas tend to weigh light just because the type of meat that they have. I don't know, it's something to do with their meat specifically, but they tend to weigh pretty light. I mean, if you look at how thick this fish is, like, it's a very thick fish, but it's still, even though it's long, like really long, and only, and thick, it's only 15 pounds. For example, like if I had a omilu or a kahala or something that was this big or this long, he'd definitely be over 15 pounds for sure. But because because their meat is kind of soft and stuff, it tends to make them weigh a bit lighter. So, but still a solid ava, especially for my first one. I'm super stoked. And these are weird looking fish, man. If you look real close at their eyes, they have like a solid casing around their eye, almost like plastic. I don't know if you can see that, but you see here, there's separation between my finger and their eye. You can't really see it well because it looks like I am touching their eye, but let's see. There's some separation between, here, I'm pushing on it right now. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they have like a casing, like a plastic almost casing around their eyeball. And also their fins, they have this extra little fin here. Don't know what that is. And I thought it might have been, on the other side it had it. That's when I first noticed it. And I thought maybe it was, I accidentally split the fin when I hit it. But it's on both sides. And you can see the exit wound didn't come out by the fin. So that's just a fin. It's just a part of their fin. And the big tail, big strong tail, and they just weigh a little bit light, but super stoked on my first ava. Yes sir. Alright guys, we got the ava here, and we're gonna get it cleaned up. So the way that you clean avas is a little bit different. I'm still gonna cut some fillets off of him, but then we're gonna use this spoon and we're actually gonna scoop the meat off of him, because if you guys have ever cooked like o'io or ava, they're pretty similar to that, and their meat is very soft, and you usually make like fish cake or like wonton or things like that. And so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make some fish cake or maybe some fish burgers or something. So first, we're gonna start by cutting some fillets, and then I'll show you guys the spooning stuff from there. Alright guys, so I got 2 nice fillets here. And so what we're gonna do now is take this spoon, and I hope you guys can see this well. Let's see. And we're gonna just scrape the meat like this. And as you can see, when I scrape it, I get a nice scoop of the soft ava meat. And we're just gonna do that to the whole fillet. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got quite a bit of meat left here on the carcass because I messed up on the fillet a little bit, but that's no problem because we can just grab our spoon again and just scrape this off as well. You can get all of that extra meat off the same way we got it off the fillets. Alright guys, so we have a bunch of the meat from the ava here. And right now, I'm just gonna stick it in a food processor real quick, just to get it a little bit more fine and a little bit more like flakes. And that'll make it easier to have a cohesive fish patty. So I'm just gonna do that real quick and then we'll move on to the next steps. Looks a little nasty right now, but now it's a lot more flaky, so there's less chunks. And we're just gonna dump this into a bowl. Blade fell out. Just take that. Now we have a bowl filled with the ava meat. Once the eggs are beat, go ahead and add some salt, and some sugar. And then some cornstarch or flour. Next, I'm gonna add some of this, which is like a chicken broth kind of substitute. If you're gonna use actual chicken broth or fish stock or water, you would use a lot more than this. But I'm just gonna add like three teaspoons of this to our fish. So now I'm just mixing in the egg mixture to the fish. Alright guys, so for some reason a bunch of my footage of the cook-up got corrupted, so I'm just gonna explain for all the footage that I'm missing. So basically, after you mix together the egg mixture and the fish meat, you're gonna take like a spoonful of the fish meat and put it into some hot oil that's relatively deep, and you're gonna flatten it out into like a circle, a little patty, and then just let it fry until it's golden brown, and then flip it over. Fry the other side until it's golden brown and you're good to go. I also added some chopped onions and some chopped spam to the mix. You can also add ham or bok choy or lapchang, stuff like that, peas, anything you want really. I just added spam and onions because that's what I had on hand and came out great. I took a video of me eating it, but that got corrupted as well. Came out amazing, not too much fish taste, and it was very juicy. It had a lot of rich flavor to it, and yeah, it was super good. I would definitely make it again. If you guys have a different recipe for how you guys make fish cake with ava, or if you guys have another way to cook ava, I'm really open to hearing all of that, because once again, this is my first one ever, and I still have some leftover meat, and I still have some leftover batter and stuff. So let me know what you guys do with ava, and I really appreciate it, and I will definitely try it the next time that I cook ava. But other than that, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Super fun dive, super good cook up, and I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Remember, if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Shoots, everybody.